The MacGyver smoker is a very handy guy to have around, especially when it comes to reefer.
Hey man, we're out of papers.
All right, then get me a toilet paper roll, a corkscrew, and some tinfoil.
We don't have a corkscrew.
All right, then get me an avocado, an ice pick, and my snorkel. Trust me, bro, I've made bongs with less. Hurry up!
We're back, baby! Episode 46 of Wip Wednesday Live. So glad to be here. And yeah, that intro was pretty cool because of the fact that it was one of my favorite movies growing up when I used to get high and watch movies. That was one of my favorites. But hey, speaking of getting high and having a good time, let's bring on some of my guests. I don't have a good time by myself because having fun by yourself just isn't fun. So let's bring on my co-host with the most, Rad Toys Galaxy. What's up, brother?
Going down, man.
I love how you always start off like that with just the 2 thumbs up. Awesome stuff, man.
Like we got back into Fallout last few months and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's true. And we're not alone. We've got another great co-host. Here she is, Miss Abby. Normally, what's up, girl?
What's up?
Welcome to the body. We're all here and ready to go. The black shirt crew is here. Are you guys ready for today's show?
I am.
Tools. Talking about the tools and stuff that you guys do to build shit. I can't wait. I can't wait to get into that
What?
stuff.
I thought we were talking about Tool the band.
Oh, actually, no, we could talk about that. I can get a few videos lined up.
It's the only reason I fucking showed up, bro. It's like my favorite band.
Hey, I do love that one video. It's pretty good. Yeah,
They're all
watch
good.
them. Yeah, they
They're
are
all
all
good.
good. Creepy but good. Creepy but very good. But anyways,
I know
who do we have here with us today?
All right. Well, we're getting into the chat. We got Ian Sweeney is in the chat tonight.
Yo.
Manana, what's it called? Manama?
Mana?
No, it's from Mana. That's why I went do. That's from Muppet Show. Mana. Do.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I know. So
I know.
I know that's where that's from. So
That was probably in the before times, in the long ago.
yeah, back in the day when we were on, horse-drawn buggies and all that good stuff, So,
Dinosaur.
and I had to call people master and shit.
Oh, damn. Oh, hell.
I can make that joke. No, I'm
What's
kidding.
up, Foo?
I guess
Foo.
we're going there.
Hey, Foo.
You'll be driving. Well, you can check that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't see, so.
We also have
Oh,
Casey.
Nebula. What's up, guys? So glad you guys could make it. I'm happy to see you guys. Welcome,
did
welcome.
Did I miss it? Nebula's Nexus, probably.
Yes, you did. I can't even see, and I saw that. That's okay. I'll let it slide.
And then I think I got KCC Toys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're trickling in here. We'll
Hey,
check
so
that.
did Fu say he was actually here, or is he traveling home? Because I know normally this is around the time he's going home, right?
He's driving, but I'm sure once he gets home, he'll just
Turn on the TV, kick off your booze, relax your feet.
or he'll catch the replay.
The Replay Squad.
I just
Yes.
opened it. Hey, dude, I just opened my Bale and Skull finally. It's an awesome figure.
Let's see. Show me.
Oh, this is an old news, man.
Yeah, but I've never seen one in person kind of thing. Even though it's not really in person, but
Wow.
did you get Shinhati as well?
I did. I opened her right away because she was cool.
Awesome stuff.
I need to get those.
What's the newest one I got was that the girl from the Jedi Survivor game. I forget her name.
Oh,
with the white squid, the white skin.
Marin, I got her.
Yeah.
She's that night sister.
Yeah, she has that's a really cool figure because it looks you can easily customize her and make her into a smuggler or something. Because just the way the outfit looks, it looks like a rogue type of person.
The jackets,
or even just civilian.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, how about we start getting into stuff because we got a whole lot of stuff to go through today, so we best get a cracking.
Yeah,
So let's get the show going. And now it's time for greeblies. Greeblies! Oh, my precious!
Oh, yes, anything can be a greebly.
I love that intro. But anyways, we got some awesome stuff. You guys have been... I'm so glad you guys have been actually sending me stuff. And now you guys have been using the hashtag, which is really cool. The only downside to using the hashtag is that, although I did figure it out eventually, that how to get to the picture or screenshot the picture without having everything on the screen. But the first few on these are you're going to see some hearts and numbers and stuff on the screen. So don't hate me. You'll see.
Hertz and numbers? Why?
You'll see when I get to those pictures. You might not even notice. I won't point it out.
All right.
And I'll see if you guys notice. But anyways, our first submission is from David Dunn. This guy can make anything fun. Like, this guy does amazing work. Just like Making Hick 6, who can take anything and turning it into an awesome vehicle. So this is what this guy has created. Out of a Scotch tape
Nice.
container, this guy made a speeder. I think he loves speeders because this is like, what, his
That's
third
cool.
one?
Speeders
But he-
are like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is just awesome though. Like I love how you use those little like bedazzled things to make the bolts. That looks really cool.
I love the
Right.
pipes on it. Those fucking
Yeah, those pipes. Yeah, it looks cool.
That's cool.
And then we'll go into electric blue, but I just love the detail. And then obviously too, when you add in the awesome paint job, you can't
Yeah.
go wrong with his stuff. Is that a straw? It looks like a
I
bendy
think
straw.
so. I
It
think
probably is.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of looks like a bendy straw. Yeah, it is. Now I can see it when it's not painted.
very
Yeah.
nice.
It's very Christmassy.
Yeah. I guess that's what it was. That was the Scotch tape he's using to wrap his gifts.
Yeah, man, that's very fitting for Scotch tape, man.
And then once it's done, there you go. And now he can make that into a Christmas ornament. Just add a
Maybe.
hook to the front of it and then hang it on his tree. There you go. And then we got Electric Blue Station. He's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks. So I'm looking
Are you
forward.
serious?
Yeah, why?
Because we got a Punk with Toys on WMC, and then we got Electric Blue the week after.
Oh, so he's gonna be a double header then. He's gonna be
Yeah.
on
Happy
here
New
and
Year.
on WMC. He didn't tell me he was gonna be on WMC.
I told him
Oh.
not. I told him not to tell anyone.
Oh, okay. Well, I can
No,
go switch
I
our
didn't.
week.
I didn't tell him that at all.
Oh, okay. So here's what he's building. So he's actually it looks like monitor, like a monitor stand, like
Yeah.
computer monitor stand that he's actually
Oh,
turned into
yeah.
a flight deck. So that's pretty cool. I like where he's going with that. He's another one who just grabs this random stuff
Yeah.
and makes some cool shit out of it, man. It's
Oh,
really
that's
cool.
crazy! I just
Right?
bought some of those mesh things. They have normally they have legs on them.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man. I just bought a whole bunch of those.
Well, there you go. So now you guys can see that the stuff.
Trending.
Yeah, it's trending.
I guess I got
Oh,
mine
dear.
at like some liquidation place.
Maybe he got it from the same place. Maybe he was traveling and he. I
doubt
doubt it. I doubt it too. But
That looks like that's like primo Dollar General shit right there.
yeah, I wish we had that up here, man. Like we don't have anything close to that.
They're very
Not necessarily
Oh.
not Dollar General, but like just like a Ross or something. You know what I mean? Just one of their discount
Winners,
stores. I'd love to.
Do you
have up
never
here.
go to Winners?
Yeah, most of the time though, the Winners has like kiddie stuff, like really baby stuff.
Really, man? Mine has like Transformers and action figures.
Well, that's because you live where you live. In the city, that shit never lasts. Once it's out on
Yeah.
the shelf, it's gone. So if
Fair
I'd have to find like an inside person to find out when their deliveries come in, so that I can grab the shit
on it.
before anyone else does. Yeah.
It's probably online. Like Walmart's deliveries are posted online.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out.
Like when they get their toys, when they do their resets, when they put them out on the floor, blah blah blah. But
Although they get very limited stuff though, because their TVC stuff disappears quickly and only
Well, I heard
Lando
they were-
remains.
I heard they were getting a ton of crystal balls all of a sudden at Walmart.
Crystal balls. What's that?
Yeah.
That GI Joe dude.
Oh, that weirdo dude.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know he was out.
No man, it's crystal balls for your dining room table.
Oh, okay. And then we have Mr. Fu himself. Now, he actually has these non-slip
Yeah.
pads, which are really cool. He actually recently posted a picture where he used them in, I think, the diorama that he's building for Josh, Wenzilla. So he has those walls. It actually looks really cool. I like the fact that it has that texture on it as well. So when you do paint it, it would bring up all the details on that as well. So it comes in that. It comes with that tube that I guess wrapped on that tube, so you can use that as well as a greebly. So awesome stuff. Thank you, sir, for sending
Very
this
nice.
in to us. And yeah, that has a very sci-fi pattern to it. So I actually have like a real tile version of that, but it's not as
Beehive.
big. Yeah, it looks really
Beehive,
cool.
man.
Here's another shot of it. And
Got
then we
them
have
hexagon.
here Jason Jensen Trains. Now, he actually used the hashtag. So this is where you're going to see what I was talking about earlier. Let me know if you can see it. So here's the, I don't know how you
IHOP.
cannot see that. So here's the IHOP corn syrup, because they don't use real maple syrup. So here's the corn syrup packets. So he put those together, cleaned them up, then he put them together with Loctite glue, and then bam, gave them a primer coat.
Loctite
And-
seems like overkill, man.
I know,
Dude,
right?
those could be like little trash cans or something too if you like cut out a little window.
Yeah, or even just cut out a little, or a mailbox or something.
I was
Yeah.
thinking gonk droids from Star Wars.
Yeah, that would work
Yeah.
too. And
The
then
little
Gonk, gonk, gonk,
This
gonk. Oh, that
guy's-
looks awesome. Look
I
at
know,
the
right?
lettering.
His paint work is just insane. Like, it's so amazing. And then here it is with the droids.
Very nice.
I have to ask him what color he uses to get that weird, worn out look. Like, is it like chestnut brown or something? Like, I want to know what color it is for sure.
I think
I
it's just called Jason Jensen is awesome.
Right.
You're probably right.
I know I've seen that in like model car weathering. They'll actually
Yeah.
put a layer of brown and then they'll put like salt or something that dissolves.
Yeah, that's
Something
when they're going for that rust look. Yeah,
and
I've
then
seen
you
that.
chip it off and stuff. I don't know if that's what he did there, but
Well, this one looks more like he would have just taken like a sponge and kind of torn a piece of the sponge off and kind of dabbed it on there.
Well, I know how he did it. All you have to do is go to his channel and watch one of his tutorials.
that's true.
Well, that's why I said what I just said, because he uses sponges when he's doing that. I just wanted to sound like I just figured it out, but
You
I
did
already
not.
knew. I
He
did know
not
that.
figure it out.
I watched his videos, man. His Tatooine building was the very first video of his that I've ever seen.
It's
Which
gonna
is
be
awesome.
be a test after the show tonight.
What episode was it on his channel? And speaking of Ian Sweetie, Mr. Mudhorn Station, he has some updates in regards to his lounge that he's doing. So here's the DJ booth. So I wonder if
Getting
that's going to
down
be
with
the
those
DJ.
Jenga blocks.
Yeah.
You know?
Doosh,
It's
doosh,
awesome.
doosh, doosh, doosh.
So yeah, really cool stuff. So
What's up,
awesome
Starboy?
job. I just love seeing. Hey, Starboy. I just love seeing people just using random stuff, because then it's stuff that I probably wouldn't have thought of ever using. Like even when you did your stairs out of the Jenga blocks, I never would have thought of doing that. It's just insane. And then Timbo Toys have sent us. I believe these are those small little container, or no, those looks like maybe fuse
awesome.
boxes.
They're electrical boxes.
Oh, that's it. Electrical
That looks
boxes.
so cool.
But it looks
I-
really good. Yeah.
I have 2 of them.
Oh, you got 2 from him?
Yeah.
Rub it in, why don't you? No, I'm just
I know, eh? Make me feel like shit.
I'll sell them to you. I'll sell them to you guys after the show.
You still owe me that Roomba robot, man. You still holding that for me?
You could have got it, man. You were here.
Yeah, but you didn't give it to me. I didn't know where you kept it.
It's sitting right. It was on the table.
I did not even see it, man. Oh well, I'll get it next time.
Pretty sure I told
Maybe
you.
after I've had surgery. Maybe you did, man. But we smoked weed. I forgot. Weed. It
know.
affects the brain.
Yeah.
Would that be the point?
You know exactly, right?
That's the whole idea, man.
But yeah, so that's awesome stuff. So yeah, if you guys want to send me greeblies, you can either send it to either my Whip Wednesday live account or the Pirates of the Galaxy account, or you can hashtag either Pirates of the Galaxy all in one word or Whip Wednesday live. What did he say?
Oh, just Ian. Ian just throwing those official Django blocks out there.
Oh,
They say
gosh.
Jenga on the side of
Yeah,
them.
he's got money.
Name
got money.
brand.
Exactly. It's like we usually buy. I usually buy Jonga, not the Jenga. I kind of Jonga is the African version.
No, the no name is Jenka.
Janky.
Jenga.
the janky Jenga block
Jenga.
Jenga blocks. Anyways, let's move on to our next segment.
No, bigger. Smaller. No, it's the one with a hole on the end that curves this way. I think I saw it once before over there in that pile near the circulators. There you go. I always knew you were the smart one.
Oh yeah, what a smart one. And now it's on to our stuff where we making things and we got projects on the go and we shared it with you guys so you guys can see it and like what we do. And we're trying to keep ourselves busy. So Abby, what you got going on here with these three guys, man? They look awesome.
So been just kit bashing, you know, taking parts and throwing them together.
My favorite way of customizing.
Yeah. These guys still need like some detail work and some paint and everything, but I'm like liking the general thing they got going on so far.
Yeah, I'm liking that cop vent that you have in the middle there. He almost looks like a smuggler. Are you gonna paint his arms to match the vest, or you're just gonna keep his arms like that and let it be a
No,
vest?
I'm gonna paint him flesh tone to match the head and everything.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually gonna be my husband's avatar, so.
Oh, cool. Awesome
Yeah.
stuff.
They look
And
like dope ass characters from like a fighting game or something.
Yeah.
Right?
They do look like video game characters.
Round one, fight.
Wait a minute. That's an unpainted head. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is this guy... Is he an
Oh,
alien?
yeah,
Why
no,
is his
those
head
are
that
just,
color?
like,
But they're not painted.
Primed. Yeah.
He's like Optimus Prime when he dies. He just loses all his color.
Oh
And
my
starts to crack up on his face and shit. Are those... One will rise, one will fall. It's over, Prime. My favorite line. So these heads, are those still from that same guy, that 3D
Yep,
what's
3D
his
Dio.
name? Yeah, 3D Dio. This is
Got
really
ton of
cool
stuff.
stuff. I still
Yeah.
haven't ordered from him yet, but I wanna get a few of those female heads. He has some really cool designs.
Yeah.
And this thing's awesome. I can't wait to see. Are you gonna be adding lights and stuff to this?
Oh yeah. So what this is it's actually you know the bar set that oh, who showed it off? I can't remember. Anywho, but it's called Roll Life. There's like little scenes. I've taken pictures of them before.
Yeah, I've seen those. I
Like-
actually have one, but I never put it together
Yeah.
because it's too small.
So these are actually just the building pieces. You can get little roofs for them, and they kind
Right.
of connect together. You can see like the little pegs on
Mhm.
the sides sticking out. It's almost like the
Oh,
little
okay.
Lego pegs. But yeah, you can just build it up, and I'm gonna do like a little tea shop thing, cut the plastic out for windows,
Right.
and do like walls on there. But it's nice to have like a plastic base because it's like super sturdy. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about.
But that
stuff.
is that 118 scale or 124 scale? Because the one I got is 124 scale. So when I was gonna put it together, I was like, oh man, none of these figures are gonna look right in front of like that doorway, which is like they have to duck down to go inside. It's like, nah, I don't like it.
I always
don't
call
know.
these 1/18th ish scale.
Yeah, because it's
'Cause I
kind of
know-
weird. It's almost like Nendroid like, where it's like super short, but then like a lot of the accessories are like.
Yeah, the accessories
true
are
1/18
perfect
scale.
size. Yeah, the
it's
accessories
like the
are a perfect
furniture
size.
is like tiny bit off, but
Yeah, just
like,
slightly, but it
especially
works well with Star Wars figures
Yes,
because they're
with
smaller,
Star
so it works better with 375 figures. But they definitely don't work like the cups and stuff works well with any 118 scale stuff. But the furniture, the doorways and all that stuff is just too small. But at least it comes with a lot of good stuff like the lighting, those twinkle light thingies and all that stuff. So it comes with a lot of good accessories, and I got it for a really cheap price. So. It was a
Oh,
good
we
deal.
got Dead Man. Do I sound like a stormtrooper? That's cool if I do, but I don't know.
Look,
Do I
sir,
s-
droids. You have to say
yeah.
that. Say that. Say that. Say it. Say the thing.
Move
Do it.
along. Move along. Move along. These aren't the droids we're looking for. Move along. Do I sound?
You
Does my
totally
mic
sound
sound
like him,
weird?
man.
Does my
No,
mic sound weird?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I
Fuck
feel
you,
like
dead
you
man.
sound. I thought you sound clear. Like I did say though before, it's slightly a little bit higher with the treble,
Okay.
but you're definitely clearer than before.
All right. I think you're lying, but whatever.
Okay. Now, Rad, it's your turn. Tell us what's going on right here.
Oh, so that's that washing machine door. It finally turned it into a landing
yeah.
pad. So we got Krennic meeting up with Professor Uglyface there. I keep forgetting his name. Yeah, he's got all his death troopers with him and the guards. And yeah, I'm revamping that whole Imperial setup right now. So I'm going to have a video coming out soon. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Looks awesome.
When I saw this, I initially thought it was a coffee table because it doesn't look like a washing machine door.
Well, it's a washing machine door, and then those are the wiring spools from when I wired my new place or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
I know what it was sitting on, but even still, like the design of that round part doesn't look like a washing machine door.
no,
To
it's
me,
cool.
it just looks like
I got
a glass
another
table.
one too. I got another one. It's just like that too. So it's
Nice.
Nice.
Can't wait to see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out because I know you put a lot of effort into what it was before.
Dude.
So
Dude, I had to knock down all those fucking.
I know.
And set
I
them
know.
back up.
That's why I was like, "Whoa, dude! I can't believe you're doing that." Because I remember when you mentioned in your update that you were going to do that. You're going to update that Imperial base. So I'm looking forward to that.
I was putting it off because I had to move those fucking stormtroopers. I was like, finally did it. Just like, "Bruh." There, now they're all down. I got to move them now anyway.
Now you got to do it. But yeah, I can't wait to see how that turns out. And then you
Yeah.
got this going on, Mister
Oh,
Rad
here we
Lab.
go. Yeah,
Rad
so
Lab. Down a
obviously-
new rabbit hole.
Yeah. So obviously I'm taking the plunge into the Mythic Legions now. So.
Yeah.
And that scale, I like the Vox Machina figures and stuff like that. So they're all gonna be in one world. But anyways, so yeah, usual this is all 28 millimeter tabletop gaming stuff blown up to 112 scale. So that's a goblin throne that I printed, and then I've got little baskets of fruit, and then that's a big cargo shipment of crap. So
Wow.
yeah, lots to paint, dude, lots to print, so much on the go.
It looks good though. I'm liking
Nice.
liking how this is turning out.
I like that blue too, but I have to paint them. So, dude, that skeleton figure is so fucking cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that
one of my
armor on him.
He looks like he reminds me of a glowing one from Fallout, but medieval styles.
Oh yeah, that does he glow though? It looks
He
like
doesn't- He's really super green though, man.
Oh, I thought he
Yeah.
actually was glow in the dark.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe. I don't know.
No.
You really get a bang for your buck with 4 horsemen, man. You get so many fucking weapons and stuff.
Man, I just can't shell out that money because it's
I'm
112.
I'm not trying to sell them to you.
No, I'm not. I know you're not, but I see these and I want them because they look so good. I just
They're
love the level of detail that they put on every aspect of that figure, like the armor, the figure itself, the weaponry, all the level of detail is just insane. And then, like you're saying, for the price you pay, you're getting a lot of stuff with it, which is good. That's how toy companies should be.
Especially the newer figures.
Mm-hmm.
Because they come with
man.
wired soft goods that are
Yeah,
all
and see, that's how it should be.
primo.
When
Yeah.
you're paying big money, you should get big stuff.
Dude, the next wave, I pre-ordered the werewolf and
I knew it.
that little fucking fox dude. He's so cool. He's like a gnome
Yeah.
scale figure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that little fox. I want to get him one of the polar bears or something for him to ride around on.
I'll have to go check that out because is it like an actual character or is it an actual fox?
It's a character that is
Yeah.
a tiny fox person.
So he would fit in well with 118 scale then.
Actually, he would.
I have to go and check that out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look for that after the show.
Yeah,
and
'cause
see if I
even-
can find it.
Even the mythic goblins would probably this dude. He would probably make a good kind of monster scale for 118th because he's only
Wait, show me again. Let's see.
this dude.
Oh yeah.
He'd like make a good monster scale. Like that's him with a 1/18 figure, like right beside it.
Oop. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would work. Especially when they look like creatures.
Hello.
Then
How
just
are
look
you?
alien. If that's how you play, I ain't ever coming over again, man. I'm never coming over.
Just kidding. Let's be friends.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's get into some of the stuff that I'm working on, and then we'll get into the main topic of today's episode. So first off, we have these two lovely characters that I made up. So these are to go with my other kids that I put together. These two figures I got when I went to visit you, not last time, but the time before, when we went to that, what was it, the dollar store? And they had, no, it wasn't a dollar store. It was GameStop.
Was it GameStop?
Yeah, it was GameStop when they had that $5 thing. And I got these two guys with the what's that animal called? The Umpy or Lumpy or whatever. It looks like a
no idea.
It looks like a camel, and it farted in Jar Jar's face. I can't remember what they're called, but either way, Iopi or something. The one that Obi-Wan rides. Anyways,
I don't know what it's called. You have to ask. Angus is the one that knows all the names.
That's true. So yeah, this is those are the two characters I made. Here's the recipe for them. So the Rhodian was actually from one of the Jabba sets, but the one that I got was broken. But the head was small, so I decided to cut the head off and add it to that middle figure, which is the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. And then the Jurassic Park girl on the right decided to use her head and the hands from the Boris Ping figure to give her that peace sign and stuff like that. So.
That's a Jurassic Park.
Nice.
Does that scooter turn into a machine gun or something?
No idea. I just got the figure.
Park. Huh? That's not Jurassic Park. Like, what's with the scooter?
It's because she's a kid, man. Come on.
Oh, she's the edgy one because her jeans are ripped.
Exactly. And her hair matches her shirt, pink. So she's supposed to be the rogue one. So that's the recipe for those two. Here they are with my other kids from my and that was such a good idea that you gave me, Rad, for that Rose Tico head on that body. Yeah. It's such a perfect idea. She looks like a kid, which is awesome. So yeah, these came out pretty good. And then I repainted the ship that I got from you in our trade back in the day. And
very nice.
This is the what's his name? Poe Dameron that I decided to repaint the orange blue because I didn't like that orange. And the blue just looks cooler. So I'm be painting my whole fleet. All my ships that are black or like that dark color will have that color blue on it.
It's almost like all your stuff. All your stuff used to be my stuff.
Pretty much, and all your Marvel Legends used to be my Marvel.
Circle of
you know. But yeah, so it came out pretty good. Again, these are the markers. The markers, look how smooth that paintwork is, and that's the markers that did that. Now, there's actually supposed to be some blue at the back of the ship, but I decided to use again the markers to cover it up because I had a marker that was fairly close to the color of the gray of the ship, so it covered up the blue because it just didn't look right at the back of the ship. But it came out pretty good. And then here's my Shaggy. Shaggy's finally done. I finally got him done. And here he is with the team. And
very nice
picture. Came out really good.
It's like Scooby-Doo redone for the 90s. Extreme.
Right.
G.I. Joe Scooby-Doo 2000.
Yeah, it did that with G.I. Joe Extreme too in the 90s.
That's true. So here's the Wolverine I made last year, and I really thought I was gonna keep him like that, but then I saw Deadpool and Wolverine, and I decided, you know what, he needs to be yellow and blue, and I think he looks cooler like this. He looks more comic book accurate.
Very nice.
Yeah, he came out pretty good. And then, as you can see behind me, I have a massive mess because I've been wiring the station. So hopefully next week there will be lights. And then also I'm also painting the inner walls for the that tall shelf at the back, so I can start actually putting that first hanger together. So you should start seeing that next week. So
very cool.
Pretty excited. But then again, I should stop saying what I'm gonna do, because I keep over promising and under delivering. So I'm not gonna say. Hopefully it'll be done. That's all I'll say. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Just tell people you're gonna do fuck all every week, and when you get something done, they'll be impressed.
I was like, wow, you got that done? Wow.
I'm not doing nothing this week.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do shit.
There you go.
But do you guys know what time it is?
Tool time. It's tool time.
It's tool time. I had to get the logo.
I didn't catch that.
Tool time. Home Improvement. Tool
Is
time.
that the original? What's that? Is that like the original logo? Because I remember one with like a house.
No, the show itself was called Home Improvement, and that was the house. But he was a host of a show called Tool Time, and the girl on there would start the show. Do you guys know what time it is? And then everyone would go, "It's Tool Time." Anyways,
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was she was the original one. Then they switched her up because she got too big for the show. But first off, before we get into the tools, let's talk safety first, because that's always important.
Yeah.
Safety? What's that?
Yeah, right.
It's these things. If you're painting, wear a respirator. If you're sanding, wear a respirator. If you're doing anything with chemicals, wear a respirator.
Unless
and then
you're
obviously
outside, and then no.
Yeah, then fuck it. Just then you don't have to worry about that. And then also eye protection. You want to make sure your eyes are protected when you're cutting stuff. And of course, latex gloves when you're handling some corrosive stuff. Because, we play with some crazy shit.
What do you put on your toys, man?
Hey, man, sometimes you got to get that plastic to, melt.
Acetone.
To get rid of... Yeah, to get acetone or to get rid of those print lines and stuff like that. You kind of have to use some harsh chemicals sometimes. Or sometimes the prints, when you're using resin printing, has harsh chemicals on it, so you can't just handle it with no gloves. You'll burn your fingers.
All right.
But anyways, that's the safety discussion out of the way. Now let's get into the topic at hand. So yeah, one of the other safety things is keep a mat. It's very important that you do this because I learned this the hard way, and this is what my desk looks like now. So you don't want this, get this. So definitely worth it. I actually got a new one. It's sitting back there, so I'm looking forward to actually bringing it in this week. And let's get into this kit. So this kit here is actually a good modeling kit to have. So if you don't have all the other tools and you're just starting out, this is a pretty good thing to have. We're going to get into all the different parts that's in this particular kit. And
this is what they sell this as a 3D printing toolkit.
Yeah, they actually sell it. They just change the title depending on what they either call it a 3D printing toolkit or they call it a modeler's toolkit or they keep changing a crafter's toolkit. But either way, fairly inexpensive. You can get this on Amazon, and it's actually, I think this is about $10, $15.
Oh yeah, it's cheap.
It's not expensive at all, and you have all the tools that you could possibly need. So let's get into Rad Toy's favorite topic at hand, 3D printing. So what can you tell us about 3D printing? So there's two types. There's this kind, which is this is the kind that you normally use, right? Was it
Filament.
PLA or filament?
Well,
Filament.
if you're talking about safety issues.
No, we're not talking safety. We're done with safety now.
I would just say my advice to anybody that's thinking of getting into it is just get your patience ready, man, because you will want to throw this thing out the window about 20 times the first month. But once you get onto it, man, I don't know, man. I think it's a game changer for world building. There's some guys I get the impression that they think 3D printing is cheating or whatever, but yeah,
it's just another tool. That's what we're talking about today, right? It's just another tool in part of what we do in terms of customizing and creating stuff. And then, it helps with speeding up the process, so you don't have to work on little intricate things or big intricate things. You can actually just print them out.
Well, my new printer's really fast, but I wouldn't say fast. I wouldn't say it's a quick way of doing things, but yeah, definitely do your homework too, because I didn't really, and I end up with a Lego Neptune through an Ender 2, or something like that, and in hindsight, I should have picked up like a Bamboo Lab or like an Alegu printer or something because they're way more user friendly.
Right.
Like I picked the worst printer you could probably pick to get into 3D printing. So,
but you persevered, man, and you got more printers after that. So
right.
obviously, it didn't stop you from forging ahead. So that's good.
Once you get onto it, like now, there's a little bit of maintenance, but I don't like pull my hair out over it being level and stuff. Like you just get onto it. It's like anything else, right?
Right.
So
yeah, but I find you in technology, you're pretty quick at picking that stuff up, though. Because I find you dive into a lot of stuff that's, even if it's out of your comfort zone, I feel like you kind of live in that area where it's out of your comfort zone, you want to try it.
Little Kenny Loggins, a danger zone, eh? That's where I am.
Exactly. That's where you're from. Way too. But anyways, there's also resin printers. So this is what I have, but I have yet to use it because I don't have proper ventilation. So that's part of the thing we were talking about in terms of safety. These things can be very bad if you don't have proper ventilation or if you're not wearing proper respiratory equipment because the fumes are harsh. Because I remember the first day I got mine, I printed the item that comes with the printer to do a test print. It failed, but the thing is, even that small, tiny little thing took at least a couple of hours to print, and it stunk up the whole condo, man. Like, I had to have every window open and all the fans on to air out the place, and it took hours.
It's limited in colors, but from what I understand, they have developed an odor-free, like, indoor-friendly resin, but you'll have to look into that. So
yeah, it's probably more expensive too. So
I think so. But yeah,
I want to get the glow in the dark resin. That's what I want to get. They just sold out though. But.
Yeah, well, and then the pros and cons of both. Like these are great if you want to do head sculpts and stuff. Not so much if you want to do a large item. But like the the PLA and the FDM printers or whatever, they're awesome for volume.
Yeah.
And if you can afford it for your first one, go big. Like, get a way bigger printer than you want.
Yeah, I saw one that I want to... actually, what's his name? Rebel Base Builds. James from Rebel Base Build. He just got a QIDI. So, QIDI. They actually make some pretty large cabinet-type PLA printers. PLA or FLA? Filament printers.
Well, it's FDM.
FDM. Okay, yeah. So he has. It was a massive one too. So that building that you printed, Rad, he printed that whole building in one go inside the enclosed thing. And he said what he liked about it is that it first of all, it was very user friendly, and then also the fact that because it was enclosed, it kept the heat level. Yep. So the temperature stayed level, which is something that he really enjoyed, and actually printed pretty quick. And it even has a camera inside, so you can monitor it while you're not remotely. You can monitor your print work. But so I saw that one on their website, and the one that he was using, which is like a professional level one, it was about $550, which isn't a crazy amount when you think about this, like a large 3D printer. So that might be the direction I go in because I can't do resin printing in the house. At least not until I get a really good fan. Because I did get ventilation, but it's just not good enough. I need something a lot more powerful. So keep that in mind if you are planning on getting a resin printer. The fumes are harsh. So either have a really properly ventilated area or make sure that you have your mask on. It's crazy.
You can buy an enclosure for resin printers. Like you put it in, you zip it up, and then it vents.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. Yeah. I've seen those.
They work awesome.
Oh, I'll have to look into that then, because I definitely want to start printing. What's his name's been getting into printing, Adam, and he's been making. I think he has a resin printer, and he's been making some pretty awesome prints as well. But they're not Rad Lab. So let's get into some cutting tools, because we all use these for various different reasons. So there's various different types of cutting tools. There's your regular blades, that's your box cutter and your X-Acto blades, and they come in multiple colors. So make sure you're careful with these. Cut away from yourself and not towards yourself. But yeah, you can use these for various different items. I mainly used to use them for my foam cutting and stuff like that until I got Not this, but I'll show you guys in a moment here. So these are great for modelers if you're like cutting sprues and that kind of stuff. These are great for that. It cuts really well and really close to the sprues, so you don't have to do as much sanding in terms of the burrs and that sort of thing. And there's a thicker. This is actually a Tamiya cutter. I thought it was like some like special, like electrician's type of thing,
Side
but no, it's
cutters,
just
man.
Tamiya. Yeah, so really
Side
cool stuff.
cutters.
So yeah, these are definitely something. So obviously these are all different types of cutting tools that you can use in all your different types of work, whether it's working with styrene or working with foam core. These all work with various different types of materials. And then this thing, I have one of these, a jewel saw. This thing is awesome. It cuts through things really quickly and precisely, which is what I love. And it can usually get into spots where you can't get in with like a saw or something like that. So I highly recommend these. Very inexpensive on Amazon. They come with all those replaceable blades, and then to buy replacements, if you use all those up, you're looking at like $5. So very, very inexpensive.
Are those the ones with the wire blades in them?
That is, yeah. Those are the wires there. So then
Yeah.
you use that to cut through different materials. It can cut through just about everything. I mainly use it on plastic, but it's really good.
I used to use them on old copper pipes and shit like that.
Yeah, they're surprised. It's surprising how well it cuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Very good stuff. So yeah, definitely highly recommend those. And there's also the crafting saws, like this one here. They come in various sizes as well. Very good stuff. If you want to get precision cuts, these are the types of tools that you're going to want to use, like this and this as well. If you want to get some tight precision cuts as well.
They also use those for cutting. They also use those for cutting vapor barrier. When you're making
Oh, cool. And you're gonna need these if you want to cut some. If you want to get some proper angles and some nice straight cuts, you want to use one of these. And these come in various sizes as well and colors. They even come with tiny little mini ones, like the one on the right.
Oh, wow.
That's how
so cute.
tiny they are. I know, right?
He's a little baby one.
No baby.
But yeah, so yeah, they come in various different shapes, sizes, and they're quite handy. Especially if you're like doing a lot of the diorama building, like walls and stuff like that, and you want to get some proper angles. This is the tool to use to cut them.
Yep.
And then we got wire cutters. So the foam cutters, electrical wire cutters, what I meant to say. But yeah, these are awesome. So this table's not that cheap. But the thing is, they are very good. I definitely want to get one. It's still on my bucket list to get. But highly recommend these. Anyone I've seen using it, they're perfect for cutting like pink foam, styrofoam, like the regular packing styrofoam. It cuts through everything like butter. So highly recommend these. It's around the 200 mark, 150 to 200 if you want to get a decent one.
That's not that bad.
But if you want a more affordable version, get this. This is what I have. So the little head can pop off, so you can do different things. Like there's the wire one, which is what's connected to the wand, and then they have those two other parts where you can do like line cutting in the foam, or like make holes and stuff like that in the foam. And it's again cut through like butter as well. Very good stuff. Highly recommend this. I got mine for like $5 or something like that. And here's the thing I was talking about earlier about the foam core. This is the stuff that I use. I bought this exact same kit, and this thing is awesome because you can cut circles with that little bottom left. You can see like that little round thing with the handle on top. That's for cutting perfect circles in foam core. You can cut like angle cuts, and all with that ruler. That ruler is like a guide ruler, so those little handheld things click right into the ruler, so you can cut straight lines perfectly. So yeah, very, very good. I definitely recommend it. They even comes with a little booklet to give you ideas on how to use the different tools. This is mainly what like architects and stuff like that use when they're building their foam core models. So I highly recommend this. Not that expensive. I think I got mine for about $40.
Looks like a spaceman's toolkit.
I know, right?
Right.
It does look super cool, but I love the colors too, so you can't go wrong. But yeah, I definitely recommend these as well. And of course, this should be in every single customizer's toolbox is a Dremel. If you don't have one of these, you're not doing something right. But I definitely recommend these. And then obviously you can buy all those accessories that you can attach to it as well to either cut, polish, sand, grind. You can do everything with a Dremel. I love this thing. And mine's actually a cordless one like this one. And it's just awesome. Highly recommend those. Now let's get into another form of cutting. I know we're kind of flying through some of these things. We'll stick on a little bit longer on certain things, but these are I'm kind of flying through because they're fairly straightforward with what you're doing with them, right? So laser cutters come in different sizes. You can get these big professional model sizes where they're massive, and it takes up.
I want
These are
one
like
of these bad boys.
I know. I would love to have, especially the big ones, so you can print out cut up some like big massive walls and stuff like that. But these go for like around 10 grand. These bigger ones, but there's different
that's
sizes.
Like really, really big.
This one's massive. Like we're talking like 5 feet by like 3 feet up, 3 feet high by 5 feet or 6 feet wide. So yeah, very big stuff, and it's not cheap, right? Same price as a motorcycle. But you can get a tabletop one. So like this one here is more affordable. There's also a one called the Cricket. I don't know if this is the Cricket, but there's one that's similar to this called the Cricket where you can do all these types of things, and it's just a tabletop one. And there's even one that does some 3D printing as well. So not only does it laser cut, but also does some 3D printing as well. So again, just another tool. What's that?
Is more like vinyl and stuff, I guess.
Yeah. It's not. Well, their newer one though can cut through a lot of different material now. My sister has one, and she goes, "Oh my goodness, it cuts through everything." So, or at least it can etch everything. So I guess they got a more powerful laser in there. Depends on what model Cricut. And then there's the even cheaper kind. These are like the $100 ones. Very small, very basic stuff. Not a very powerful laser, but it gets the job done on certain services. Again, you're limited with what materials you can use with this because of the fact that it's not a very powerful laser. And pretty cool stuff though. Very inexpensive. And then let's get into some glues and solvents. If you guys want to stop me at any time and like stay a little longer on a topic, whether in the chat or you guys here, if you guys want to like stop and talk about something, by all means, stop me. We're kind of flying through all this stuff today.
Yeah.
But glue guns. Now I use this for so many different things. I use it for gluing my walls for my foam board stuff. Like I don't know if you guys can see back there that booth that I built, the ticket booth. When I built that, I did it with using a glue gun like this. But these also have other applications. For example, when I'm trying to do some kit bashing and the pegs for one arm doesn't quite fit into the hole of the other one because it's either too small, what I do is I put some Vaseline on the peg itself, and then I put some hot glue into the hole and then put the peg in. So then once the glue hardens, because it's the Vaseline's on the peg, it slides right out. But it keeps it in perfect shape.
What you're saying is you put Vaseline in the hole and you put your peg in there?
No. That's not what I said. I said I put Vaseline on the peg, and then I put the peg in the hole.
That's much better.
I had to say it like that. But anyways, yeah, glue gun, definitely highly recommend. They come in different sizes as well, and there's some that you can even adjust the temperature on them as well. But definitely a useful tool to have in your repertoire. My power went out. Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Whip in
You
the
just
dark.
got that movie lighting.
Use your cell phone. And there's obviously the super glue. So there's so many different ones. I just took a few of the ones that I found. I didn't even know Flex made a super glue, but they do now. Gorilla Glue is a very good one. I've used that in various applications. There's also the Originator, Crazy Glue. And then there's Loctite, which is a very popular one in the States. And then the one in the very far right is the one I currently have, which is actually really good. Sci-Fixed? I don't even know how.
Yeah, dude. I use the red bottle of that shit, and it's fucking like instant. You're like,
yep.
Done.
Yep. As soon as you put it down, it's like glued. And what I love too is it comes with all these different nozzles. So you can get the little very fine point nozzle. So you can get into those really hard to reach spots.
Oh, I don't even care, bro. I just rip the top off and fucking
just throw it, just drop it everywhere. But the thing is, it works so quick that if you're not careful, your fingers are gone. I can't tell you how many times I damaged my fingers using that glue, but it's really, really good.
You can get like little plastic applicators that fit over the top for like detail stuff. I highly recommend them, especially when you're gluing stuff to your figures.
Yeah, because I actually this particular brand, first of all, it comes with 2 bottles, and it comes with all like a little package that has the different applicators, so you can add like the really really thin one, so you can get really into like tight spots. So yeah, I highly recommend that one, and you can find that on Amazon. All of these you can find on Amazon, and they're fairly
Find
inexpensive.
anything on Amazon.
That's true. There's nothing you can't find. Everything you
buy-
see here, you can find on Amazon.
You could buy a truck on Amazon, dude.
And a motorcycle. And a house, actually. You could buy a house now.
You can.
So here's Mod Podge, which is basically like a CA glue, but the thing is, it's also very good for coating things as well. So it goes on white, it dries clear, comes in either luster or matte. I recommend the matte finish because the luster is like super shiny. But yeah, very good stuff. Good for like sealing foam and stuff like that, so you can paint over it. I actually even sometimes use it to seal some of my my figures by the joints, so that way I don't get any paint rub. And then the Elmer's glue is what I'm using on the right. Is it goes on purple but dries clear, which is another good CA glue. And CA glue with some alcohol can get into those like dioramas that you're building with sand and stuff like that, and you want it to seep through and glue all that down. Mix in a little bit of CA glue with some rubbing alcohol. Spray that over your item that you want to, the sand that you want to keep down, and there you go. Bob's your uncle.
Mod Podge also makes a fabric version of this. And if you water it down, you can actually paint it over fabric, hold it in place like whatever folds and stuff you want, and hit it with a blow dryer, and it'll actually stay.
And I know why you're saying that, because I've seen some of the work you've done, and like those like loincloths and like lower skirts and stuff. You've done that technique, and it actually looks really cool. Because especially at that scale, it's kind of hard to make clothes like soft goods look right at 1/18 scale. So by adding those folds and stuff, yeah, you give it more of that realistic look to it.
And what I've done before, so my custom snake eyes with his like little what is it called? Starts with a B. I don't know. I can't remember. But his scarf thing, did the same
Balaclava?
thing.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Balaclava?
something like that, yeah. But I hit it with the Mod Podge, put it on a test figure, like one I didn't mind getting dirty with like the Mod Podge, and I dried it all pressed down around his neck. So that's why it like actually sits with all the folds.
Nice.
And it like almost mimics the plastic one that he came with.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's really handy.
You have that on your page, right? I'll have to go check it out. So guys, go and check her page out later, and you can go find that, because I'm gonna do that. We have awesome stuff. Mod Podge, I have like 2 bottles of that stuff, and I should be using it more. I just haven't been motivated to do much of building. I've mainly just been customizing figures these days because it's just easier. But let's get into our paint. So you covered you actually covered your terrain. Now you're ready to start painting it and giving it some color. But what kind of paints do you want to use? Well, you can use this cheap shit.
Yeah.
And that cheap shit's good, man. It's actually really good. What's that?
For dioramas, honestly, this is like the kind of stuff you need, because like doing like a diorama paint like with Citadel.
Oh my gosh.
That would be so expensive.
That's such a waste of money, yeah. But yeah, even these things too, they're great for making paint washes. So just add some water to it, and you can get your washes out of these. And they're actually really good for painting figures. But the key is with these is very light coats, because these kind of paints I find are very thick, and if you're not really diluting it to do proper painting, it's gonna go on all sloppy and all that stuff. And definitely seal it after you're done, because this type of paint chips really easily. It flakes off if you don't seal it. But yeah, very inexpensive. Definitely one way to go, especially if you're on a tight budget because you want to save your money for your toys. Definitely go with the cheaper paint. There's Tamiya paints and washes and translucent kind of paints as well that they use as well. So definitely recommend these paints as well. The only problem I have with Tamiya is that I find their paints dry out pretty quick. Tamiya and Citadel as well. If you don't close those bottles properly, they dry out really fast. So, but definitely a great paint to use. And most of what I'm talking about so far have been acrylics. There's also enamels that you can use, but just keep in mind that if you're going to be using enamels, it hardens the paint. It makes like almost like a hard coat over whatever you're painting. So,
Enamel actually do not use on plastic. It will never cure properly.
well, if you sand it down, you can actually get a pretty good coat because they're used for models, right? So you're using those on plastic all the time.
Specific hard plastic though, the plasticine in a lot of like malleable figures, I think, fucks with it. So like,
oh yeah, that's because they have like a chemical in it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so if you're painting something like Gundams,
Mhm.
like those don't have any flex. Like that's what like the enamel paints work with. But unfortunately, like most stuff with action figures, it actually doesn't work. So, but if you're painting like vehicles,
Yeah. Anything that's like
metal,
with a hard plastic or like you said, or like metal or stuff like that, enamel would be could be one of the ways to go. I just stick with acrylic, just because I've had enamel paints. I got testers enamel paint just to try it out, and first of all, that once that paint leaks over the lip and you don't wipe it off and you put that cap back on, you're never opening that bottle again. So, and they come in little glass bottles. They look really nice, and when you first put the coat on, but once they're so shiny because it's enamel. It's just way too shiny. So definitely don't use those on figures. I definitely, like you were saying, I definitely don't recommend using those on figures because of the fact that it hardens and it's so thick. So enamels, I would say just avoid them altogether unless you're painting it on vehicles and stuff like that. But then we have washes, right? So you have the washes that you can make with your paint by just diluting with some water or some alcohol. But then you also have washes. So Citadel makes a really good washes. They have a massive selection of washes for like skin tones, metals, anything you could think of. They have the wash for it. Army Painter, which is the brand that I enjoy and I prefer their washes because of the fact that it comes in those eyedropper bottles. So they last way longer than those Citadel ones. Because those Citadel ones, if you don't use them all the time, they evaporate. Especially like the washes, they evaporate pretty quickly as well. But yeah, if you want to get those like nice little weathering techniques, definitely go with some of these washes, as well as the fact that you can even go with an ink wash. So yeah, not only can you use it with the washes that you can also use inks. So inks is another way of going. These are it's a little bit thinner, and it's also a little bit more permanent. Now I'm not well versed on using inks because I mainly just stick with acrylics, but I have heard from people saying that they mainly just use inks for their painting and stuff like that. And then there's also airbrush paints. These are a little bit thinner, but they're made to work well with airbrushes. So you don't have to worry about figuring out what the proper balance is of water and paint mixture when you're trying to mix it yourself. So these actually come prepared to just drop right into your airbrush and start using it. And then there's Rub and Buff. I've never used this. Have any of you guys used this, Rub and Buff?
No, never heard of it.
Like I know I've seen Famine use it. Basically what it is that if you want to give something a really good metallic look, like a realistic metallic look, you use Rub and Buff. Basically what it is just you just apply it onto the plastic and just rub it on. And as you're rubbing it on, it applies it, but it also kind of polishes it at the same time. But yeah, really great results. Check out Famine Studios YouTube channel. He uses that technique a lot. Here's one. You've never heard of Rub and Buff?
No, Famine Studios.
Oh, damn! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Hey pirates! I gotta dip out to Toy Marks. We got a giveaway thing or something tonight. So
that's cool. That's cool, man.
So
we'll see you next week, brother.
All right, take it easy, man.
All right, see you later. say bye to Rad and go check him out in a little bit on Toymarks. But after we're done here, we're almost done. We're getting there. And here's pigment powders. So these I use for weathering as well. These are great because of the fact that it actually adds that level of like dustiness to the whatever
texture.
yeah, it gives it texture. It actually dulls the look down, so it diminishes some of the shine as well. If you want to get that good rusted look, they have some really great rust colors, and yeah, these are actually really good for getting. This is after you've painted everything. You go back and then you start weathering it, and obviously you can see there's various different types of colors you can use to get different effects. Whether it be like using the more yellowy, sandy color to give like your vehicles that desert look, because they've been in the sand all day, or the gray if you want to go with like ash has been flying everywhere and it's been like covering your characters. So they have all different kind of colors, all different ideas, all different types of applications. So definitely something I would recommend as well. And then these markers. I've been praising these markers since last week when I got them. And I just ordered a larger pack. I found a larger pack of 72 markers for less than the one that I have of 36 markers. So I definitely am excited about that. So I love these markers. Highly recommend them. It's called Betem or Betem, Betem. Very good stuff, man.
Nice.
Great coats on the very first coat. And usually you just need like 2 coats to cover everything. And it's so thin that you don't have to worry too much about paint rub. Well, you've got your paints. Well, how are you going to apply that paint to your subjects? Well, here you go. You got these really awesome brushes. So these are more for like detail painting and stuff like that, the thinner ones. The ones on the far right, those are usually, I would use those more for like dry brushing or larger paint surfaces that I want to paint. I would use those ones that are the very far right, those white ones. I would use that. But even better than those, which is leading me to the next set of paint brushes, is actually makeup brushes. 100% guaranteed that you should definitely have this in your repertoire of tools to use for painting. These things are amazing.
Right.
They're, when you think, especially if you're using the pigments, those pigment powders, these are perfect for that because that's essentially what they're used for, right? But yeah, they're also great for dry brushing. I love using these for dry brushing. Or if I want to use put really light coats on things, I prefer using these brushes because the paint gets a little bit more spread out and the bristles are so soft. I love these really soft, bushy bristles. So highly recommend getting a makeup paintbrush set. Very inexpensive. You can find those, like I said with everything else, you can find it on Amazon. Or if you're in Canada, AliExpress. And then airbrushing. This is something that I have no real expertise on because the airbrush that I had got lost. So I've never got a chance to really play around with it. I do plan on going in that direction. Although for now I'm okay because I have those markers. So I don't have to worry too much about that stuff. But definitely if you want to get some nice, good, clean paint work, highly recommend airbrushes. Especially too if you're working with dioramas and you want to cover like big, large surfaces quickly. An airbrush is definitely the way to go. And then a wet paint palette. Have you ever used one of these, Abby?
Yeah.
Like I actually made mine. Hold on. So we're gonna. Oh, I should have talked about this when we were doing the cutting tools. Hold on. Let me zoom in on me here. Come on, zoom. All right. So I have this really thin. I know we're not in the cutting tool part anymore, but this is a really, really tiny blade. Am I getting there? There we go. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on.
Yeah.
But that's a tiny little blade that I use for cutting like my water slide decals and stuff like that. And it came in this case. So it comes in this case that opens up. And so what I do is I just put paper towel right in here, damp paper towel in here, and then I use this as my wet palette. And if I want to add some extra water, there's this little part here. I can add some extra water in here so I can just quickly clean my brushes for that as well. So yeah, it just came with this. So this was actually in there, and I just like this kind of looks like a wet palette because actually there are wet palettes that come in this type of container. So I got a 2-for-1 deal. So yeah, wet palettes are very good, especially if you're painting something where you want to keep like you're gonna be doing a lot of blending, or you're gonna be doing some really light coats, and you don't want to use a lot of paint. This wet palette tends to keep your paint moist longer. That's I hate that word moist. Well, yeah, it keeps it wet longer. So that's definitely recommend this as well, especially if you're doing a lot of painting, because you do a lot of like figure painting and you need those really thin coats. This is one of the ways that you can get it as well.
Everything, that you usually use on figures has to be like watered down a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like even Citadel, I don't use straight out of the bottle. I usually will water it down a little bit, and those the wet palettes are amazing because they have a little like foam pad underneath with the water, but the like wax paper that you set over it, basically there's like water diffusion for the paint, so like it just continuously adds water to your paint as you take it away, and
exactly.
It'll
as you tap, because as you
same.
tap it down on the padding, the water gets saturated into the paint, which is really cool.
And it'll like anyone who doesn't have one, it'll like keep your colors for days, which is amazing when you're doing something like you mix the perfect skin tone or whatever, and you don't have to feel pressured to all lay it down immediately, or
or you put a little bit too much paint down, like, oh damn, if I didn't have it on the wet palette, it would have dried up and I would have wasted that paint. So yeah, it tends to save paint. What I do is when I do get paint on my wet palette that I still have left over, I close up the box and I actually put it in my fridge, because that's what I do with regular latex paint when I'm painting walls and stuff. Anything that's left over, I just put it in the fridge, like cover it up and then put it in a fridge, and that way it keeps the paint longer. So you've painted everything. Now, how do you keep it from rubbing off or chipping and all that stuff? Well, you gotta use sealers. Gotta seal that shit. So as you can see, there's a wide repertoire of different companies that offer sealers. I tend to use the one called the Krylon Matte. Do I have it nearby? No, but it's actually a really good paint. It's very sticky though, so that's kind of why I tend to wear my latex gloves when I'm painting my figures with those. But that's actually a really good matte finish, because I believe Famine was talking about this on WMC last week, where he's saying that a lot of the what they call matte finishes aren't actually matte, so it's almost like semi-gloss.
The best matte sealant is Mr. Hobby, Mr. Super Clear.
Oh, I've never tried that. Is that one of them here? No, I don't think so. No.
It's pretty expensive, but they have a UV cut version that like is, sun damage resistant, and it goes on like really, really matte. It kind of leaves a little bit of a chalky texture, like you won't have that smooth plastic feel, but it'll be matte.
Right. Well, that's technically what matte's supposed to do, right? Give you that
cancer.
very dull look, where it almost looks like there's almost like a texture, because it looks like it's just so matte. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost looks like if you scratch it, underneath the surface would be shiny. You know what I mean? But so you definitely want to clear coat your figures when you're done painting them, or else you're going to be constantly having to repair them with the constant touch-ups. But it's not 100% guaranteed that it's gonna 100% protect it at all costs, but if you get a good decent one, it'll protect your figure. And every now and again you can always touch it up again later on to make sure that it stays fresh.
Another really good matte sealant too, if you don't have the ability to do like an aerosol, it's not perfect matte, but the best one that I've found that's brush on is from a website called Culture Hustle, and they actually do artist grade like painting materials. You're gonna pay for it, but they have a lot of cool stuff on there, and one of them is a brush-on matte finish that's really,
Nice.
really good. They also have a chrome
Mm-hmm.
paint that goes on and looks chrome.
Oh,
They
nice.
have a black that absorbs all light, so you cannot see detail on your item. It's
Oh,
crazy.
so that's a Black 4.0. Like
Yeah!
Bolai Hobby Time was saying, "Oh, I'm using Black 4.0," and then he painted that on the side. It almost looked like there was a void. It looked like the bottom disappeared.
If you want your Jawas to be completely hidden in shadow, buy that. Like,
I'll have
you
to
will
check
not be
that
able
out.
to see any other part of the face.
What was the name of the site again?
Culture Hustle.
Culture
But they've got
Hustle.
a lot of really cool stuff. They also have like glow in the dark pigment powder that you
I
can
have
add
those,
resin or
actually.
paint.
I do have that, and I actually have resin that I want to use it with. But actually, I even bought clear acrylic, so I can actually mix it in with the powder, and so that I could try some new interesting things with them. So is culture what? So I want to make sure I don't lose it.
Yeah, so it's Culture Hustle.
Culture Hustle. Okay, cool. Oh, a lot of cool stuff here.
Oh yeah. It's pricey for sure. Like I think that chrome paint you're looking at like $30 for a teeny little bottle.
Ooh,
But
wow.
it is straight up chrome.
But that's the way with a lot of artistic things, right? Like the really good stuff, you're gonna have to pay for it, right? That's just how it is.
Unfortunately.
That's just
But-
how it goes.
Especially like with something like the Black 4.0, there's not a whole lot of stuff
Yeah.
you're going to want to cover to make pitch black.
Exactly. Unless you're doing a finish like on the side of your diorama or something. But yeah, or you're just giving it a complete clear coat of black because you're gonna dry brush something else over it. That's how that would work. But yeah, definitely seal up your work after you're done. Obviously, you can see there's various different options. And when you see, actually, I have also used Tamiya. Tamiya's flat clear. Oh my gosh, that's really good too. That's another good matte finish. I used to use that until it just recently finished, and I switched over to my Krylon matte. I had that sitting in my closet for the longest time. I'm like, I've never used this because I had the Tamiya one, and I started using this. I'm like, okay, this is actually really good because it actually does do a proper matte finish. I used this on my Shaggy, and so that's how come he doesn't look super shiny in my pictures. So you need to measure stuff, especially if you're building dioramas. You want to make sure you're precise with some of your measurements. So you have rulers. The one on the right is that long foam core guide ruler that I told you guys about earlier, where you actually use the cutting tool right on it, and it works like a slide rail kind of thing. And then your metal rulers, you want to tend to use those when, especially if you're doing a lot of cutting of materials. You obviously don't want your ruler to get ruined, so you want to use a metal ruler for that as well. So yeah, just simple stuff, fairly straightforward. There's obviously these measuring tapes that you could use as well. It's fairly straightforward. You know what it's for. It's to measure shit. So I don't need to go into details about that. And then, of course, you have these measuring tools. Now, these I'm going to talk a little bit more about because not everyone knows when they see that what it is. So the one on the left is called a square, even though it's shaped like a triangle. And if you want to make sure you get proper angles and you want to get that proper 45-degree angle or that proper 90-degree angle, this is the tool to use, and you can definitely do that properly with this tool. And they come in different sizes as well. And there's one that actually is collapsible, so it can actually fold down for better storage. And then the one on the right is a caliper. So this is mainly like jewelers and stuff like that use this. This is if you want to get precise details at really small sizes. This is where you'd use that. So and then there's two sides of it. So the side that's kind of closest to us, that's for measuring like the outside part of something. Whereas the two little prongs on the top end, so the ones that's furthest away from us at the top of that tool, those are for measuring inside of something. To get the size
inner
of
diameter.
inside. Yeah, exactly. So this is definitely recommend that. Also, even has a slide ruler on the bottom portion of it, and it has a digital screen, so it can tell you exactly precisely what the measurements are. Very cool stuff. I actually bought one of these on AliExpress for $2. So
Yeah.
you
They're
can't beat
not
that.
super expensive.
They're not expensive, but they're very, very
Yeah.
worthwhile. So I definitely recommend these, especially if you're doing a lot of diorama building or a lot of like accessories work. Definitely recommend using that tool. Now with the square on the left, there are other tools that you can use to kind of shore up some of your work as well, like these metal precision blocks. So these are what you would use if you want to weight down, like you glued something down and you want to weigh it down so that it gets that nice good adhesive connection. You'd put these on top of the surface that you've just glued together with something else. Also, you can use these if you want to make sure your walls are straight and stuff like that. You can use these as well to prop up against your walls to make sure that while they're drying, the glue's drying rather, they dry straight. So definitely recommend these. And I'm sure there's other applications as well. I just know that that's how I use them. But yeah, these are definitely something worthwhile. And now you need sight beyond sight. Because, us old heads, not like you, Abby, you're a youngin', but us old heads, we can't see. Oh, you're plenty younger than me. Trust me. I wear bifocals. Come on, I'm old. Yeah, so these are definitely things that, especially if you're working with a lot of small material, because you use a lot of tiny little pieces. So I'm sure you probably use some goggles to get some detail, especially if you're painting stuff too, like eyes and things like that.
Yeah.
You're going to need to be able to see. Like these things don't really help me much because my vision's is really bad. But before they were bad, I actually had this exact same headset. And they come in different styles. So there's that. And then there's the one on the left, which is basically similar to this one. But the one on the right, that's a jeweler's goggles. So they have interchangeable lenses, and they actually have lights. So those two little things that are kind of sticking out beside the lens, those are lights, LED lights. They're usually battery powered, so you can use like watch batteries for them. And the way that they work is that you have to really bring up the item right to the lens. So it's really hard. Like if you're going to use those for painting, you got to be really, really precise and really have your depth perception be top notch. Because if you don't have your depth perception well, you won't be able to use these properly because you'll keep messing up the angle that you're trying to paint on your figure or whatever you're painting. So those are good if you're really like mainly using it for like looking at stuff, or you really know how to use them properly. Then use those. I have them and I've used them once because it's just too hard to use them when you're like right up like this trying to paint something. It's too tough. But if you don't want to wear goggles, you can just get a little mini table like this one that has a magnifying lens that you can actually pull out, replace it, and also it has a light on there so you can actually work on small little items right on the little table. I don't know how effective this is. I've never tried that, so I couldn't tell you if it's any good or not. But I guess it exists, so it must work. And let's get into hole makers. We all need them. There's only a couple that I have here. I didn't go into too much detail on all of these. I'm just giving everyone like a general idea of what tools are out there for some of the stuff that we do. So these are obviously, you would use these for like a bigger projects and stuff like that. But if you want to get into the more fine, smaller holes and details that you need to cut, you're going to need the one on the left, which is a little vise, pin vise. So these are used when you have to drill something and it has to be precise, and you can't be all savage with a massive drill. Imagine trying to use a massive drill to drill into a small little action figure's eye for whatever reason. So you would use the pin vise to do that and to get into like the smaller details. Plus, because you're controlling it manually, you have more control of the hole itself that you're making. And then, of course, there's the Dremel. If you have proper accessories, you can use a Dremel for drilling holes as well. And then I have this grinder, this little grinder thing. I got this on, there was a little craze. This is during COVID. There was a craze where this was like advertised everywhere. And so I ended up getting this for my birthday. And I ended up ordering it right at the right time because it came with all those little accessory little drill bits and stuff like that. And it's really good for like grinding stuff down. Like if you want to like etch stuff and you don't have a laser cutter, you can use this as well. You can get some pretty good details with that. If you want to like carve out stuff like that, you can use it for that as well. So there's a lot of it's like a mini Dremel tool. Essentially, is what it is. Not as powerful though, but pretty good stuff. And I think this is the last segment here. So here, sometimes you just need to open shit. So you would use your screwdrivers to open up different vehicles and toys that come with that are screwed together. You would use these tools to open them up. Obviously, that's fairly straightforward. Or if you're putting something together, you could use this to screw them together. So you guys know what screwdrivers do. If you don't, then I don't know what you're doing here. There's also these little mini ones. These are perfect for customizers working on really small items. So if you're working on that stuff, these little watch screwdrivers are really good. And there's some that come with various more sizes in this that are even smaller than these as well. And then there's also, if you don't have a screwdriver, you need this prying tool kit. So this is basically for things that are either glued together or they're not screwed down and you need to pry it open. You would use these types of tools. So most of these are made to like crowbars, just to go get right in there and help pry things apart. There's a little kind of blade where once you kind of get in there, you can kind of follow the seam along to cut it open. So I'm probably going to try to use this on the next Buzz Lightyear robot that I get, because I've been trying to open it up to put lights in it, but I just couldn't open it. I tried prying it apart, but I didn't have these. So I'm going to get one of these tool sets. I'm going to get another one of those Buzz Lightyear mechs, robots rather, and then see if I can open it up to put lights in it. Oh, this is the last part. Heat sources. So these are great for when you're a customizer trying to take things apart as well. So like if you're trying to take a figure apart, this is what I would recommend using as various different heat sources. So there's basically 3 types that you could go with. You can either go with the hair dryer, which you tend to have a little bit more control. It doesn't get too hot, so you don't have to worry too much about your plastic melting. But if you're going to use this, the heat gun, which is on the right there, luckily that one has like an adjustable dial so you can control the heat, but there's some that they only have high or low. And if you're going to be using that for like a loosening or softening up your plastic, just really make sure you're moving it around a lot, because if you stay in one spot for too long, that plastic's melting, because it's a very, very hot, high heat source. So make sure you're very careful with how you use that.
Heat guns are good for certain details that you're trying to do, though. Like if you wanted to like actually warp the plastic on purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
I made tiny little paper charms out of styrene.
Yeah.
So I cut the little squares, and then holding them by tweezers, I like hit them with a heat gun, and they shrunk and kind of twisted.
That's cool.
And it made it look like little pieces of paper. So.
Nice. I would have just used little pieces of paper. But I'm not talented like you.
It doesn't last long.
That's true. Well, that's why you use Mod Podge to coat it and you protect it. But so yeah, if you don't want to use the heat gun and you don't want to use the hair dryer, you also have the option to boil and pop. So you can just boil some water, put it in a container, and then put your figures in there, let them soak for about 30 seconds, pull them out, pop, and usually the parts pop apart fairly easily. This is probably the less intrusive way of getting your figures apart, is using boil and pop. It's just a little bit messy though. That's keep that in mind.
You can actually, so pack, if you put your figures in a like Ziploc baggie, it has to be like something that can withstand some heat. Yeah, like the freezer burn ones. Yeah, Ziploc bag them and put them in there. Like if you have Mythic Legions with the soft goods and you don't want to
make a mess all over the place. Yeah, that's a good
get the soft goods all wet.
You learned it here, folks. You learned it here. All right, so no, I promise this is the last topic, is sculpting. So I don't do much of this, but I do use some of these things, like the green stuff. I use some of that for my sculpting. I sculpted my Shaggy's little goatee thing that he has on his face. I sculpted it with green stuff. Basically, it's just a 2-part mix. One is basically a softener to keep it soft or pliable longer, so that way you can do your sculpting. The epoxy on the right hand side, the epoxy sculpt. This is not a two-parter. This is just a single epoxy. It almost works kind of like a clay, but they also do make a two-part epoxy. I don't have it here. Actually, I don't. Do I have it? No, I don't have it here. But they also do make a two-part epoxy, which is very similar to the green stuff. What I do find with the epoxy though, once you've mixed it, it tends to stay soft a little bit longer, just like Milliput as well. Milliput's another one where it stays soft a little bit longer, and it's a little bit better to play with. I just don't have any more because it wasn't cheap to get that. So this is actual clay, so this does not air dry. Although there are some clays that can air dry, most of these you would have to sculpt and then heat it up to dry it. So yeah, definitely different materials that you can use in terms of sculpting. And here's Milliput, and then as you can see on the right, those are the results from what you can do with the Milliput. So that looks really awesome. Did a great job on Tigra. And then you're going to need tools to sculpt. It comes in all different shapes and sizes, materials, wood, metal, plastic. You can get it all. So you can get it for like smoothing your edges, cutting some sharp little details in your edges. These are the tools to use in terms of doing that. And yeah, you can get some really amazing sculpt work done if you know what you're doing and if you're using the right materials as well. Because I find like the green stuff is good, but I find it if I don't use enough of like the softening agent, it hardens really quick. So you gotta work fast with some of these ones. But in general, most of the time you have plenty of time to get the sculpting done. Oh, okay. I guess there's another topic. I forgot about sanding and grinding. So this is fairly straightforward stuff. In order to sand, you need sandpaper. There's different grits. So from fine to coarse, depending on what results you're looking for. Like the very fine stuff, you tend to use that if you just want to get like a little bit of sanding done. Like if you wanted to paint a figure and you just kind of want to, scrape off give it a rough texture, you would use like a fine little sandpaper and then just lightly buff that out so that way you can give it a surface for the paint to adhere to a little bit better. The more coarse sandpaper is when you really want to get some surfaces gone, then you would go with the more coarse sandpaper as well. Here's just another view of that. But then there's also these awesome things. You introduced me to the one that you have, but these are sanding sticks. So the one on the left is a two-sided one, so it has the one head on one side and it has a thinner head on the other side. And there's a lot of them because they're fairly inexpensive, so they don't last very long. But then I saw the one you sent me. I'm like, holy cow, this thing's awesome. It looks amazing. It looks like, at first I thought it was an automatic pencil. They said, no. It's a sanding stick. I'm like, what? What's that? Wow. So yeah, definitely use. I would want to try to use those because I actually have very thin like sanding files, and those are pretty good. But this looks like you have more control.
Yeah, and they have various sizes. This one's 0.5 millimeters. But I've got one that's like 1 millimeter thick too. And yeah, what I usually use these for is your resin 3D printed parts. Like when you get like resin heads and everything, they always have those like little nubs that are left over.
Yeah.
And especially at 1/18 scale, like it's really, really hard to get those gone, especially in like some of the crevices. And without like losing the detail around it. Like without breaking everything down. Yeah. I'm gonna have to try to get one of those. Yeah, and you can get into like the areas where it's like it cracks, like behind the ear or something, like no problem. Yeah, because the ones I have, so like the ones on the right, those are the ones I have. Whereas it's still very small, but not as small as that sanding stick. So that's definitely something I'd want to try because you can really, like you said, get into some of the the really tight spots to try to sand some of that stuff down, especially if you want to get rid of those burrs, right? Yeah. So that's especially too if you've been sculpting and you have like some parts that are sticking out, or if it's a 3D print as well, you can clean it up with those types of tools. And then the ones on the left are just the larger versions of the ones on the right. So those are what you would use for like big projects and stuff like that. You could fill stuff down.
And of course, I brought this up again because of the fact that you can use it for that as well. You can use it for, believe it or not, you can actually use this for like sanding stuff down. I don't have any of the heads there, but I do have one head that you can plug in there, and you can use it for like light sanding because it can get really tight in. It's almost like your sanding stick. You can get into really tight spots, unlike a Dremel, which is just massive and usually too powerful to use for like precision type work. So this is what I would use for precision type work. Oh, I guess I still have another topic. So these are fairly useful stuff, especially if you're doing a lot of like wiring and like soldering and that kind of things. You're going to need extra hands to help you hold those wires while you solder them together. So these are the different types of helping hands that you can get. The one on the left obviously has more options than the one on the right. The one on the right is just your basic helping hands. That's usually just all you need because you're usually just, using one or two wires at a time. So very cool stuff. And you would use these with, what are those things called? They're not heat guns. Shoot. I forgot the name of them. For soldering. I guess soldering gun?
I think it's the soldering iron.
Yeah, so you would use that along in conjunction with one of these. And so here's other stuff that you can use for gripping. So a vice grip, which is very handy as well when you need to really grip something down, like something big that you're working on, that you need both hands to work on it. A vice grip can help with holding that while you work on that. And it will hold it properly so it doesn't like shift around too much on you. And then obviously tweezers. Go ahead. I saw you put your hand up.
So, backtrack on this a little bit. You can get this guy at a website called Hobbyist Haven.
What, the vice grip?
No, this guy.
Oh, the
standing stick.
The standing stick. Okay.
So you can get it at Hobbyist Haven. They have a whole bunch of really cool tools. The reason I bring it up now is they also have a tiny vise.
Right.
It's not really to affix to a table, but it's basically to affix to something just small, so you can actually get a decent hold on it and secure it while you hand drill or whatever. And it's actually plastic and not metal, so it doesn't
damage anything. Yeah.
But they've got.
What I'm gonna do then is that after we're done this, I'll get those links from you, and I'll put them in a description after the show. So that way, if any of you guys are interested in looking up some of these things, you'll be able to go check out the sites, because I believe most of what you're telling me about are U.S. companies, right? So
Hobbyist Haven is out. I don't know where, but it is overseas shipping.
It's somewhere. So maybe it's in Europe.
Not here. Somewhere else.
It's not here, but it's not there, but it's somewhere. And that is our next segment. Stored. This I know is the last subject, because now we're getting to storing shit. Fairly straightforward stuff. If you all don't know, you store stuff in things. So the picture on the left is what Rad sent me. This is what he uses for storing some of his items that he uses for customizing and building. He just keeps it in there. It's almost like a tool drawer type thing. The one on the right is more for smaller parts. I have one like that where I keep like my resin printed heads and stuff like that. I keep them in there. My small little lights, LEDs and stuff, I keep them in there. Some screw parts and all that I'll keep in there. So there's that version of it. There's also this version of it, which is like a little carrying case, like the back in the day when you carry your action figures around in these cases. This is great for like small pieces. I also use these types of things for holding like weapons, kind of like what this guy did.
Yeah.
You can use them for organizing your weapons, your small accessories and stuff like that. I would use these for. And there's also the totes and this the smaller bins on the right.
I actually use these for organizing my fodder because I'm a maniac. So I'll have all my heads in like one little thing. I'll have all my hands in one little thing, like arms, legs. I'll send you the link for the one I bought. It's kind of like the little compartment one that you showed, but it's awesome because not only is it like, can you do the tray thing where you unlatch the sides and pick the entire thing up, but there's little compartments that slide out as drawers.
What?
Yeah, it's so nice for
this
like,
is what I use.
Stuff.
I have this, which I use for. This I just use for for just storing accessories. So this is like where my hats and my belts and all this accessories go. But then I have another one where I have just hands. So like this one here, just hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just use it to hold all the different 18 scale hands. So as you can see, there's a lot. I have a lot of hands.
I'm actually just gonna go get the one I got real quick
Cool.
so I can show you. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the totes and all that good stuff, and then that's it. It's the end. Fat Red Food, thank you very much for that picture. Basically, you inspired me to grab all those other tools so we could talk about them individually as opposed to using your picture. So I wanted to use yours as a title or an end credit shot. But yeah, great stuff, guys. I'm glad for those who stuck around for the entire thing. Thank you so much. For those watching the replay as part of the Replay Squad, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Any one of you guys that are new, please subscribe to the channel. If you're not new, but you enjoyed what you heard today, please click that like button because it really helps the channel out. Comment if you're watching the replay, or, share this stuff because you never know. Somebody might get something of quality out of this. So thank you so much. But let's see what Abby's got to show us here. What you got there, girl?
I'll share it. Find the link for it.
Oh, yeah. I have something like that.
It has side latches, so you can take the entire top off.
No, I don't have that. That's cool.
These,
That's awesome. Oh, they're actually pretty big. Like, I didn't think it would be that long.
Oh no, they're decent size. Go back in there. And yeah, they all latch, so you don't have to worry about it just coming out.
Yeah, because the one I have that has like little containers that you slide into the slot, and the containers click shut. I would get it, but I think there's all kinds of crap on it right now. But yeah, it's basically like that box that I showed before, right? So let's get this down. So yeah, it's basically like this. No, not like that. Like this one, the one on the right.
Yeah.
The one that I have is kind of like that, but the see how those are open? Mine, each one of those compartment things
has a lid.
Closes shut. Yeah, it has a lid
nice.
on it. So it's really good for holding stuff and not worrying about if it drops, whether shit's gonna fall out all over the place, which has happened to me many, many times.
Yeah.
Where my box of hands fell on the ground and it flew everywhere. So it flew underneath shit. I was like, for weeks I was finding hands in the weirdest places. Like, how did this get here? But,
right.
Yeah. So, Abby, what you got going on as we're getting ready to head out? We actually went well over an hour, so thank you again for those who stuck around and were patient. I'm hoping you guys learned something for those who didn't really know some of these tools, so maybe you might get a chance to use them. But Abby, you got anything coming up that you want to share with us?
Not really. Just posting my stuff on Instagram,
Nice.
man.
So yeah, definitely go and check
out.
her out. Abby normally, and it's Abby with an I. And go and check her out on Instagram. Awesome stuff. She has a lot of really cool detailed stuff. I really wish I could paint as clean as you do. I'm not there yet. Because I'm only now starting to not put my paint on too thick. Because that was my problem. I hated doing multiple coats. Because you're patient like that. You could do like several coats, like really light paint.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this.
Meticulous.
Slap it on. I just slap it on. And I should be more meticulous with the stuff that I do. But
That's why my stuff takes forever, though.
yeah, that's true. But at the end results are worth it, though, right? That's the key thing. So
yeah,
that's gonna be thing. So hopefully next week I'll be able to show you some of this base because, like I said, I've been doing the wiring for the lights on the back of that taller shelf. The lights are already there. It's not plugged in though. So yeah, I'm gonna be, and then there's lights underneath just underneath the ceiling of it. I have lights that are magnetized up there, and they're actually sensor lights. And I got the, and it was funny because Dom from Toy Domination did something similar on his ship, where he got these like little sensor lights that you could just glue to the ceiling, and then so the only time you need them is when you just pass around them and then it'll turn on. Other than that, you can just, if they do run out, you can just recharge them. So pretty cool stuff. That's like these ones here. But yeah, so hopefully that will be some of the stuff that I'll have for you guys next week. But the main event next week, get ready for this. Are you guys ready? Drum roll, please. Grumpy Puppet. Oh yeah, in Creators Corner we have Grumpy Puppet showing up, and I'm so excited for that one because I have some video footage that I took just after Joe Fest, because we went to visit him and his wife at their home, and he actually gave me some really cool custom figures that he made, some little heads that I could use for my customs as well, which are all going to be in the video. But yeah, really good guy. Him and his wife, very kind people. So I'm really looking forward to having a discussion with him next week. He is really talented, and I can't wait to show off some of his work next week. So I hope you guys can come there and be live for that event. If not, there's always the replay, and you can join our replay squad. But until then, I say take care, pirates. Any last words? No last words?
No last words.
Okay, see you guys later.